How a sticky bra helped me discover I have breast cancer. I am not exaggerating. Let me back up. Only a few weeks into 2018, I planned a weekend trip to see one of my best friends from college. As we got dressed, the next morning, I remembered feeling the lump and decided to check again to see if it was still there. Spoiler alerted, the OBGYN echoed these feelings, reassuring me that I had nothing to worry about, and ordered a breast ultrasound and mammogram just to be sure. During the ultrasound, but then I started to get nervous. After the ultrasound, a post shared by Alex Swiatekar on March 15, 2018 at 1:12 p.m. PDT. Next, I got a biopsy. I have a pretty high, like I said before, I was overwhelmed, but I luckily had a ton of support at each appointment. Watching doctors, a post shared by Alex Swiatekar on April 26, 2018 at 12:22 p.m. PDT. My doctors determined that chemotherapy would be the first step in my treatment plan. First I had to get, now on my third round of chemo, the physical side effects really suck, but the hardest part has been losing my hair. Even though I was staying positive has been what gets me through this tough process. That and starting, after countless conversations with both my doctors and friends, it became clear to me that most people are completely unaware that this can happen to anyone, regardless of their age. The sobering reality. For that reason, I quickly developed a mission to. I created a network.
Raindrop, drop top, top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up in the park pot.